Welcome to Setting the Table, the Chefs of Best Fest. I'm Tay Westbury, your host, and today I'm sitting down with Chef Diwesh Bhattarai of Saffron. His story starts in Nepal, where food was a part of everyday life, family, and celebration. Now in Omaha, he brings those flavors together with Indian influence, culinary technique, and a real heart for hospitality. Well, Chef, thank you for sitting down with me today.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Officially
Yes.
welcome you to Best Fest, man. I'm excited to see what you do for your guest that evening. But before we get into this, tell me your name and where you're from.
So my name is Diwesh Bhattarai. I'm originally from Nepal, but it's been 20 years I've living in Omaha.
You just took a trip back home, correct?
No, actually, I went to Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I did, a couple of weeks ago. Yep.
Were you there on vacation? Were you there doing research to bring back to the restaurant?
I mean, we normally when we go on a vacation, we just try to explore a little bit of food and food scene and culture and everything.
Yeah.
But this trip was more about my wife's family. They live there. So her sister, she recently had a baby, so she wanted to go like a year ago.
Yeah.
Which was not happening, and then it happened this time. So yeah, we were like, all right, look, this is the time, let's go. And then
Yeah.
so main purpose was a family visit.
Nice, nice. Where'd you meet your wife?
I met my wife in high school.
In high school. Okay, all right.
So-
High school sweethearts. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where was high school at?
High school was in Nepal.
Okay.
It was in our capital city, it's Kathmandu. So
Mhm.
that's where I met her first in the high school. Yep.
So you guys really grown up together.
Not until the high school, but we went to high school together, and then after that, I mean, we were like, I don't know, 17, 18,
Yeah.
time when we met.
Yeah.
So after that, we get to know each other. It's been a really long time. Like we're talking 2003, 4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it's already 2026.
Uh-huh.
It's been
Time
a while.
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been together for a while. Yep.
So, obviously you're an incredible chef. Back in Nepal at 17 years old, were you cooking then, or when did cooking become something you really were passionate about?
Yeah, I mean, like cooking. I was always around my mom, my grandmom. Like, our household back in Nepal, the culture is like they cook at home like every single meal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the culture where I grew up. But I always keep seeing all that, and then the food scene where I lived, it was like very very nice. I mean, there was food everywhere. There were a lot of restaurants, a lot of Indian restaurants. Because the town that we live is very close to the Indian border.
Yeah.
So we're heavily influenced with the Indian food and culture. So fast forward, I came to US, and then like now I don't have that food.
Yeah.
And then I remember all this food that my grandmom, they make it, and then now I have to I don't have my grandmom and mom with me here.
Yeah.
So it was my time to start making my own food. So I kind of remembering whatever they made, calling her, asking all the recipes. But that's how it started. And then like there were a lot of friends who would come over, and they was like, "Oh man, this
Says, your mama cooked tonight.
Yeah.
I'm on the way." What were some of the dishes that your mother and grandmother made? Like, bring me into your kitchen. Tell me what a dinner spread looked like.
So basically, I mean, like whatever we do at Saffron is pretty much that's how it looked. I mean, what that means is like we had rice all the time, every meal. We have like curry.
Mhm.
We eat curry growing up like all the time, and we have a bunch of like side condiments like chutney,
Yeah.
raita, and then yogurt and stuff like that. So that's how we grew up eating, and then that's what we're doing right now. I mean, like we have rice, and then we are trying to create a different form of curries, but it's still the base is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
What I grew up eating and what they made at home. So yeah.
So was food more of a celebratory dish or a celebratory item, or was it like, I'm just feeding you so that you have food, or maybe a mix of both?
It's mix of both. Cause like our culture, like we have a lot of holidays, and back in Nepal, they celebrate like a lot of things. And then like each celebration would represent a different food.
Mhm.
I'm like they would make something different.
Tell me about one of them.
So Dasai,
Or actually, you know what? Instead of giving me the broad spectrum, tell me your favorite one. What
So
would be your
my
favorite
favorite-
holiday and favorite dish to us?
So my favorite holiday would be a Dasai, which is our biggest festival. So it's to summarize the holiday, why it's basically a win over the win over bad by the goods. So that's how they celebrate. And then during that festival, the goat meat is one of the staple.
Okay.
Like so like when the festival comes, it's like, oh man, now it's time to eat goat meat. So that's one dish we always make at home, and we always make it here too in the lamb goat. So it's curry. So that's one of the dishes like I always remember, and I always enjoy.
I was here just a couple days ago and sat
I
down and
remember,
enjoyed
yep.
enjoyed the lamb chops, and I think, in my opinion, why I really enjoy them, because it does have the higher dining quality of a lamb chop, but then as you're enjoying each bite, you get little pops of like Indian spices in them.
Sure.
Like
Yep.
you almost gotta look for it, and then you're like, there it is.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole idea of the dish is like, I mean, like back home, like the way we plate the dish, we don't have that. Like most of the dishes, they will come in the form. I mean, we have barbecue and stuff, but like most of the forms are in the forms of curry.
Okay.
And then the lamb, this dish comes in play. It's when we come here, and then I see all these different chefs, creating all these things, and then lamb is one of the main proteins that we grew up eating.
Yeah.
So it was something very
You got
nice
so
for me
lucky.
to play around and
Yeah.
create something like that. Just
So is there a dish that you really enjoy cooking for your family, or that your family enjoys you preparing for them?
I mean, there are a lot of dishes, but I mean, one of the dishes that I love and I love to make, it's called chutneys. It's a potato salad
All right.
with a bunch of yolk. It kind of tastes like raita.
Okay. And I know what raita is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is kind of raita, but raita has more like cucumber and onion and tomatoes.
Almost like the tzatziki
yeah.
sauce.
But the raita version is more like potato and a bunch of yogurt, and then fresh onion, and ginger, garlic, and then a little bit of turmeric.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You're
one of
making
my
me hungry
favorite.
right now, man. You didn't gotta do this to me. So, your journeys from Nepal to the United States, getting to the United States, and making your way into Omaha. What did you expect life in Omaha to be like in 2007?
So I mean, like my thought when I was back home was American Dream was like everywhere. We saw it on the TV, and then later. I had one of my friends who was already here in Omaha, and that's the reason why I came to Omaha was he was like, yeah, I mean, like it's pretty nice. People are nice. The schools are pretty nice here. I mean, this could be the place.
Yeah.
And I mean, my expectation was, I mean, very pop culture, because back then, like when I was, we're talking like 2006, 7,
Yeah.
and then I was that's what I was thinking in mind about America. And then when I come here, um, it was not like very different from what I had imagined.
Yeah.
But people and community, like I found that people are like super nice. We don't have a culture in back home like when you walk around, like there's no culture of smiling.
Really?
Yeah.
You got a great smile. Like, people don't smile in Nepal, really?
I mean, like not like stranger. Like when I first came here, I was like surprised. Like we're walking around and like people are smiling at you, and I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, they want something from me. Why are you smiling at me?
So yeah, I'm like it was not that different of what I imagined culture wise, but a little bit of different in like the way people behave, and
Yeah.
and
So
I found very nice here.
yeah.
It was very welcoming here in Omaha. So yeah,
Yeah. Omaha, well, we're known for that. Known for
yeah,
just
absolutely.
you can be from wherever you want to be from, but if you come to Omaha, you're automatically family.
Exactly. Me and my wife, my friends, we call it Omaha.
Omaha, I like that. I like that. So, how did you find your way into the culinary industry in Omaha?
So culinary was because I was working at this restaurant, and then one of the chef he saw this thing in me, and he was like, "Oh man, like you have something like you have some skills, you know.
Mhm.
You should try. There's a very I didn't even know that Omaha had a really nice culinary school back then. And then I went, and he was like, just a recommendation, just go, just see what they do.
Mhm.
If you like it, just join. I mean, and then I went one day for the tour,
Yeah.
and then I loved, and I exactly saw like what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Kitchen, very nice kitchen, all these equipment like you could see, and all the chefs, learning and teaching and everything. And I loved it, and I joined. And my at the time I was doing my computer science
Okay.
at Bellevue, and then I was like, I told my wife like, I think like this is what I want to do.
There
And
you
she
go.
what are you talking about? Like you're almost done with your degree. And then I was like, man, I just can't imagine myself. I couldn't imagine myself sitting on the desk, all day long in front of the computer.
Yeah.
And then I think like that was the inner call, and I joined the culinary school, and that's how my journey began.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, was the fire lit before you went to culinary school at the first restaurant you went to, or was there a kitchen after culinary school that really made you want to pursue being a chef? That it created that unexpected feeling that you were like, I know this is where my place is supposed to be.
So before I went to culinary school, I had I didn't have like fully passionate about, like I wanted to do the culinary,
Mhm.
but somewhere I had like, this might be what I want to do in my life.
Yeah.
But I didn't have like, I didn't know what to expect.
Mhm.
But when I went to the culinary school and I started learning, and then by the time I was at second year, that's what kind of made me felt like I think like I can do this.
Yeah.
I think I know what I'm doing, and kitchen felt like very familiar place. And then,
Yeah.
when you learn something, like you get that feeling that
Like
I
you
think
wanna learn
I
more.
can not just working, but I can do a little bit better
Yeah.
in that field. So that's what I felt when I was in second year. Was like, I think not just learning and going to the school, but I think I can do a little better than this if I stay with culinary arts. And
Yeah.
that gave me a little bit of more confidence when I was in the kitchen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, have you ever been put in a place where you were going for a job and the chef was like, before I can give you this job, I want you to prepare a dish. Have you ever been in that position? And if not, then if you were put in that position, what would the dish be that would really speak to who you are?
I mean, I have not been in the position like until now, but I did do a stars at I mean, like, that restaurant is not there anymore. It is 3 3M. It was called 3M. It was on 3M. Oh my God, it's been too long. I
I
forgot.
don't remember it.
I mean, there was a restaurant I used to do stars, and then the chef. I started doing the stars, and then like one weekend, like it was like, all right, if you have something you want to run this weekend, a dish,
Yeah.
go ahead.
What was the dish?
So, I mean, I'm very highly influenced with the Indian dishes, and then so I told him like I'll make a shrimp buna. So it was like the buna sauce with the shrimp, like a jumbo shrimp,
Mhm.
and then I made that dish. It's like a creamy onion tomato sauce, and then he loved the shrimp dish, and then he was like, "Yeah, let's run this weekend," and we did pretty good on the
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah,
That had to be a good feeling though.
yeah,
To bring your flavors and your spices into somebody else's restaurant
yeah.
and it sell.
Yeah, he was just very happy that it kind of was a little bit different than what he used to do.
Mhm.
But I kind of like toned it down and kind of like tried to make it more like from what flavor profile like he's working on, and then kind of try to match that, and it did pretty good.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that's what you do here at Saffron. You take
Yep, yep.
your blend of knowledge and experience, and then it's like, can I call it an infusion?
Yep. So what I call is like, we are not like very traditional Indian restaurant. Like we do have some dishes that we do very traditionally, but overall menu, like we don't do very traditional stuff. But being said that, what we try to do is like we still use all these spices, whatever we do, like originally how the dish is made, but we try to incorporate a little bit of, you know, toning it down a little bit, and then just trying to be creative, and then
Yeah.
create the dish.
No, and I'm gonna give you your props and give you your flowers because you guys do a fantastic job.
Thank you, appreciate that.
You guys gifted my wife and I a chili chicken dish, and it came
Gotcha.
out, and I was looking at it, and I was like, this looks like a more of like a Chinese inspired
Yeah,
dish.
absolutely.
But then you bite into it, and you're like, no, there's ground masala in here, and like
Yeah.
you're tasting all the flavors, and I'm like, I love that play on like that happens in your mind as a guest, because you look at it and you expect something, and you taste it, and it's like I wasn't expecting that, but this is more than what I would have ever wanted, in the
Yeah.
dish.
I mean, the chicken chili is like it has evolved over the years, because originally, I mean, like there's like Chinese version of it, there's like Indian version of it, and then back home when we were home, like we have a Nepali version of it as well.
Okay.
So Nepali version is like more like very, very not sweet at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like very tomatoey, very spicy,
Yeah.
you got that fried chicken in there, whereas the Chinese version is a little bit sweeter, and then but we bring it all three of the together with the spices, with that sweetness, with that spiciness. We just combine everything in one, and then I mean, people love it here. So,
Yeah. No, they seriously do.
yeah.
So what message are you trying to convey to your guests as they dine with you in this beautiful restaurant?
So our whole goal is here, like we're not just focused on food, but we are focused on the whole experience. I mean, we're trying to focus on each aspect of the dining, with the ambience, with our food, with our drinks, and we're trying to incorporate a lot of wine and stuff. I know in a lot of Indian restaurant here in Omaha, I mean, they don't serve a lot of cocktails, and they don't have a lot of wine list and stuff like that. But also with that experience, we want to create something, some food that is not like very overpowering. We want to have that balance. And like, I've had experience in the past, like working for 15 years. Uh, some people, they really get overwhelmed with like a lot of spice.
Yeah.
Because you're eating everything, and it's kind of like this, pretty much the same, the
Yeah.
spices. So we're not trying to do that, and then tone it down a little bit, and then actually bring out the flavor of like each dishes.
Yeah. So with that understanding of food, I mean, did that come from being in culinary school? Is that something that you learned just through osmosis? Like, how did you develop this understanding?
So yeah, of course, culinary school played a very, very big role in what I always thought of about food and restaurants. Like, is like there has to be a balance, I mean, like that's what culinary school taught me, like right techniques. I mean, not just like very high skill techniques, but like very simple techniques, like like what's the right way to fry a chicken, or maybe something. What's the right way to grill something? What's the right way to braise something. So those are the like very simple techniques that I learned from a culinary school, and then with bringing that here, because back in Nepal and India, we don't have a lot of techniques.
Mm-hmm.
We are very, because I mean, being very developing countries, we don't have a lot of equipments.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings us down to either drying or deep frying,
Yeah.
or braising. We don't have fancy ovens there, we don't
Yeah.
have all this fancy equipment. So whatever they did back then, like we never had a steak medium rare when
Yeah.
I was back in Nepal, but that's not the thing there.
Mm-hmm.
The meat has to be cooked well.
Yeah.
That's how, or like it has to be like deep fried.
Mhm.
That's how they ate. So coming here and then going to culinary school, I was like, what? You're eating the meat raw?
You're eating the meat that's still bleeding. You mean this cow had its head 5 minutes ago?
I know. I'm like, and then like the whole the scene back there was putting a lot. Pickling is one of the great method
Mhm.
they use over there to preserve food for like the rest of the year. So when I come here and then when I went to culinary school and I learned all these techniques and then oh man, I mean like I can still cook a curry with the medium rare steak.
Yeah,
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 I'm
it'd
like,
be real tender and
and then that kind of helped me to bring all these techniques that I learned here versus whatever we were doing back there,
Mhm.
and then kind of like blending everything, and then yeah,
Yeah.
the culinary school played a very very important role. I learned a lot from the culinary
Yeah,
school. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not a culinary student. I'm just gonna say it. I've gone back and forth about going, and honestly, after doing all these interviews with all these great chefs, I'm like, hey, you just gotta do it, bro. Like, you
Yeah.
can cook food, but like, if you want to
Yeah.
cook food on that level,
Exactly.
you
Yeah, I
gotta
mean, the
go.
culinary school not just teaches you like how to cook food, but it teaches you the right way to do right things.
Mhm.
I'm like the first day I remember Brian O'Malley. I don't know if you know him. He's
Yeah.
one of the so he was the one who had the first class. And what he told in that first class was, I mean, this is going to be a tough 3 years.
Yeah.
So if you're not ready, you could just leave right now.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean like and then what he meant by that was being like very discipline
Mhm.
in the kitchen is very important. Like I mean, like you create those habits every day. Washing. I mean, like we used to wash our hand like so much. They made us wash our hands so much at culinary school that it was a habit.
Yeah.
I mean, like even if I touch something, I just go wash my hand like all the time.
Yeah.
So those are the things that you learn. I mean, it sounds small, but it does make a lot of difference when you're actually entering like a real kitchen.
Yeah. That
So
it invigorates passion, and I mean,
yeah.
like everything that you've talked about, I can hear the passion in your voice around it. Around it, and so I want to ask, what about being a chef are you most passionate about?
I mean, I like the hustle,
Mhm.
the hustle part. Like
Now hold on, before you. We're not just gonna skate past that. So the hustle of getting something done, or the hustle of the dinner service being crazy and like the kitchen moving, and what hustle are we talking about?
so I mean, like I like going to the grocery store, and finding things, coming to the kitchen, I mean, like overall, like everything,
Yeah.
I mean, I like to, move around a lot, and then like tell people, and then talk to them in the kitchen, and then create something, and then get ready for the dinner service, and like overall experience. I
Yeah.
mean, I love doing this on a daily basis.
Yeah, and you gotta love it.
Yeah. So I'm like I think that's I cannot imagine myself like not being at a restaurant and like doing something else. I mean, because like the part that I'm thinking about like the grocery for tomorrow, and then going and trying to make things. Oh, we're trying to improve like everything every day.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like pushes me, and that's what kind of I enjoy, and I love about holiday restaurants like doing on a daily basis. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
keeps me alive.
Yeah, yeah. So, have you ever done like a long table or like chef experience outside of the restaurant or anything like that? I mean, because leading the Best Fest, that's what it'll be.
I mean, we not like right outside. I mean, it's been a long. I've done like couple events like pop up and stuff with my wife, and then I've done a couple of events at not like chef centric like competition or something like that, but it's just events where I went there and I taught
Yeah.
people how to make certain things, non-culinary people. And then we've done like a couple of events outside of our menu here at the restaurant,
Yeah.
like prefix menu and stuff like that. We recently did one with Chef Whitney at Beamer's.
Yeah.
So she and her, we created.
You did one with I tried to make it to this one. I believe Chef Ricardo.
Oh, Chef Ricardo, he did.
Yeah.
It was that event was like his own even.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
we provided everything for him,
Mhm.
but we Chef Whitney, me and her, we collaborated and we did that.
Nice, nice. So at Best Fest, what are you wanting your guests after they get done dining with you to walk away with?
I mean, I want them to have like very good experience. I mean, like for me, uh, uh, as a as I'm like my culture, like guest is very important to us. I mean, no matter what, I want them to have best experience when they come here, um, from every aspect, not just food or how my staff is behaving to them. Uh, um, versus their whole time there at the restaurant. I mean, I want to have them like very high level of satisfaction.
Yeah.
So I'm like that's what I do on a daily basis as well. I mean, uh, when they're at my establishment, like I want them to be like you're taken care of.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that.
So that's the feeling, and when they live there, I want them to feel like wow,
Yeah.
this is something else.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's definitely the feeling that we're going for the
I mean,
event in whole.
and hospitality is, I think, the hospitality is one of those things that not everybody can learn.
Hmm.
So that's what I tell my all my staff, like to feel for somebody else, to make them feel homely, it has to come from within.
Yeah.
If that's not coming from your inner heart, no matter how much you pretend, that person who is sitting at the table is not gonna feel that.
Yeah.
So the best way to do is you have to feel that within yourself, and then when you serve with that feeling, I'm like the smile comes within, and the satisfaction of like
I mean, you can see I've been smiling this whole time talking to you, man. Like you can feel it. You can seriously feel it. And
yeah.
I know people for your guests for Best Fest are gonna feel it. And like, I mean, you from the moment you walk into the restaurant, the smells that just encompass you, the lighting and everything, and then you sit down and dine, and the your servers come over and they're so welcoming. Like everything about this makes you feel like you're in somebody's home.
Exactly. Yep.
No.
I mean, that's what I what. See, the one of the reason why I got into the restaurant business, this food scene, was I always had that feeling for guest.
Yeah.
I mean, like it not just the food that brought me to the restaurant. I mean, like I don't know, like it just in me. When somebody's at my home, that's what I feel when somebody's over here.
Yeah.
I try to give them like 200%.
Yeah.
They're just empty the glass. I try to run and like give them everything I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Push that limit and make them super happy. And then I mean, like even I'm like, things go wrong sometime. I'm like, your food can be bad, but I'm like that's what I feel is like when you treat people the right way,
Mhm.
even though if your dishes sometime lack something, people will still come back because of that
Yeah.
hospitality that you're providing. I mean, food of course has to be good, but the hospitality part, man, it has to come within yourself.
Yeah.
You cannot teach somebody hospitality. You
Yeah.
can teach certain
Yeah.
things, but it has to come within yourself.
Yeah.
The feeling of service.
Yeah, wanting that, just having that the spirit of serving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chef West,
Absolutely.
thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for having me. Absolutely, it's an honor.
Of course.
You guys are planning something great, and then it's great to be part of this whole thing. And I mean, it doesn't end here. We'll do more great things in future as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if that wasn't invigorating enough, to sit down and dine with Chef West of Saffron, I don't know what else to tell you. But if you're looking for an experience from his home, Nepal, and infused with Indian and just everything that he has to bring to you, June 20th, Best Fest, you're gonna want to dine with him.